Gaby, welcome to DITL.
Hi, DITL. I love it.
It's like you see it on like TikTok and Instagram, and it's like DITL.
Yeah,
you know,
DITL's
but it's
great. DITL.
I only call it DITL now.
But like, I feel like that's a new acronym that should become like a whole thing.
Well,
like,
we'll make it a thing.
You know that word padiddle?
No.
Have you ever heard that? I have no idea what it means, but it just feels like it's, I don't know. Ignore me. I'm ready.
Well, I think about like GRWM.
Yeah.
Get ready with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't really say that one out loud, like grum or something.
I don't know.
But DITL.
Have you ever done a get ready with me?
No.
Gaby. I tried. They're hard.
I don't do content.
I
you
know.
do content.
Listen, but like I don't do that kind of content. I tried once and it was the most unhinged TikTok I've ever made. I actually think I deleted it.
We need to see it.
I can't focus on, I'm not a makeup person.
Yeah.
I never wear makeup. So trying to do my eyebrows and talk to camera at the same time is absolutely, it's a nope.
I can't even imagine I actually forgot to put my eyebrows on this morning. So that's a reminder. But yeah, the get ready with me seems challenging.
Props to those people.
Oh my gosh.
It's incredible.
Okay. So on DITL, we always start at the very beginning of your day. Okay. So what time do you wake up and how do you get your morning started?
So I wake up naturally, probably around like 6:45. And I spend the first 45 minutes of my day on my phone. Thomas isn't awake yet. Poppy's not awake yet. Getting rid of any emails I don't want to deal with later, passing things off, just like getting a little organized. So when Poppy wakes up at 7:30, I'm not on my phone. And I get out of bed when she calls me at 7:30. You know those like lights that go on and turn green? She has one of those. So at 7:30, it's like a mom. And that's when I start my day, like real.
Is she in a regular bed now?
Yeah, she's in a big girl bed. So weird.
And does she ever come out?
No. We are so lucky.
Yeah.
We did the transition. The crib fairy came because it was shortly after Halloween, and we did the Switch Witch, where like the Switch Witch took all of her candy and brought a doll. And the crib fairy came and took her crib and gave her a big girl bed and a new stuffy, and she has not gotten out once. She
amazing.
will sometimes wake herself up for a nap and like open the door and announce that she's awake, but for the most part, the girl loves her bed. Very lucky. It's a gift. Why does Wolf get up?
No, he's gotten up a few times, but honestly, it's just like when he's been sick.
Yeah.
And it's like I will get heart palpitations when I hear his door because his room is next to ours and it's just down the hall. So like when I hear that door open when it should not be open, I'm like, what's going on? Like we either have a sick child or something's happening.
Yeah.
So no, we're also lucky that he stays in his room and stays in his bed.
Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to teach her that lounging is encouraged in our house. Like you don't have to get up right when you wake up. You can lounge.
Do you pack her lunch in the morning or the night before?
I pack it in the morning. I wish I was organized enough to pack it the night before, but I also send her with like hot things. So I like, for example, she's got one of those bento box lunch boxes with 5 holes or whatever, 5 little cubbies in it. I give her one like hot thing, like a pasta or a rice or something. And I typically will either heat up leftovers from the night before and put it in there so it's still lukewarm when she actually eats it. Or I'll make something like if I have leftover rice and leftover steak, I'll make her a quick stir fry or something and then put it in there. So I just feel like I can't do it at night. If I was doing something like a sandwich, for sure I would do it at night. But since I'm sending her with something like lukewarmish, I do it first thing in the morning.
Poppy's lunches are like,
I know.
They are next level.
She's very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a great palate. And it's just because her parents are obsessed with food. You know, we make, last night she had braised leeks for the first time and she was like very anti trying them. And I was like, we do a no thank you helping in our house. Like you have to have a no thank you helping. If you don't like it, you don't have to keep eating it, but you got to try it once. And she ended up eating like 3 whole leeks and then asked for them this morning in her lunch. And I'm like, thank God other parents aren't there because I would just look like a real asshole.
Not at all. I think that that's such a good rule it's not even like a rule. I don't know, but
we did it in our house, the no thank you thing. But I'm like, if you love it, it's a buttery braised leek with Parmesan and lemon on it. I tossed it with some pasta and threw it in their lunchbox this morning.
I mean, sounds divine.
Yeah, she's going to be in for a real rude awakening. When Thomas, for our first date, took me to Olive Garden, which no hate on Olive Garden. It was delightful, but Poppy's going to be like, she's going to be a little bit bougier.
Yeah. Olive Garden will not fly. What about like recipe testing and writing recipes and cooking? Like, where is that happening? What does that look like in your day?
So when I'm testing, like, which is what we for a cookbook, you like write it, you test it, you shoot. It's like a 2-year process before it actually comes out. But when we're actually physically testing, some days I'll go to the studio in Long Beach. My 2 best friends have a studio down there. Matt's my photographer. Adam, his husband's my food stylist. And they're just like integral parts of my brand. Adam and I test together sometimes. And that day will look drastically differently because there will be no gym. I'll leave before Poppy wakes up just to get there and avoid traffic. And then we'll test, 8 to 10 recipes. If I'm not doing that, I try and test in the afternoon so I can repurpose it for dinner. Like sometimes we have very unhinged dinners because I've made 4 side dishes, but I will toss in some rice and be like, this is it, guys. Like, this is what we're having. We're trying 4 different grilled vegetables. But I try to do that so we can either repurpose it for dinner or just pop it in the fridge and I'll use it for lunch the next day for myself or for Thomas. But I like to test in the afternoon after I've gotten all my other work done because the rest of What's Gaby Cooking and Dalkin&Co doesn't stop when we have another book. So for me, I just want to do the testing towards the end of the day. And I'll aim for 1 to 2 recipes a day would be a great day. In
my mind, when you are... whether you're working on a cookbook or not, like in my mind, you're at the grocery store all the time.
Oh, yeah. I live.
Do you live at the grocery store?
I live at Gelson's because Gelson's is very close to our house. I live at Whole Foods. I spend a lot of time on Sundays at the farmer's market. I do my biggest shop at the farmer's market. And then I'll supplement with protein and such from like the grocery stores right around us throughout the week. But we're at the farmer's market for 2.5 hours probably every Sunday.
Wait.
Yeah.
Walk me through that. Because obviously, like I know with going with kids.
Yeah, it's hard.
That there's, bouncy houses and things to be doing with them. But 2.5 hours of shopping and perusing.
Well, for
us, what
does
that mean?
It's like fun. Like Poppy now knows all the vendors. She knows we get our berries from Luis. She knows Sunny who gives us our mushrooms. So, like, she's there, she's shopping. Like, I've taught her how to shop and do all this. So she's walking around, she's paying, she uses credit card, she uses cash, and she's not a fast walker. So, what I think we could do in 90 minutes really takes upwards of 2 hours because of her, like, dawdling. And then we stop for a pupusa and we all sit down and eat one as a family. And my best friends are all there. Everyone goes to the Hollywood Farmers Market on Sundays in the food world. So it's fun to see. It's like going to church. Like it's our version of church. You see all your friends and families on Sunday morning.
Now I know why I never see you at our local one.
Yeah, I know. I go, the almond butter I love is only at Studio City.
Okay.
Or you have to pay double the price at Erewhon, which I refuse to do. But I will go to Studio City occasionally because there's some things at Studio City you can't get at Hollywood.
What do you like at the Studio City Farmers Market?
Well, the salsa lady, but she hasn't been there for the last 6 weeks. What's happening?
I don't know. I actually got concerned because I went on Super Bowl Sunday to buy salsa from her.
Yeah.
And she wasn't there. So I went across the way to the burrito stand.
Yeah. Did they have salsa there?
Yeah.
Oh.
They do have salsa there.
I don't know. She literally hasn't been there in 2 months. It's devastating to me because her salsas were, and her chips. Oh,
the chips are. I think the chips are better than the dips.
So good, but I don't know where she is, and I can't remember the name of her stand. Otherwise, I would have called someone or found them online or something.
I know. I hope everything's okay.
I think she just doesn't like the weather. That's my gut. She was like, it's too rainy to be here.
I thought maybe it was because she only takes cash, and a lot of people I feel like don't come with cash to the farmers market since everyone now is using like Venmo and Zelle and all these other like transaction methods. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just not worth it for her to be here anymore because there's not enough cash.
I would drive to Orange County for those salsas if that's where she was only popping up. Like those are good salsas and chips. I love her. I need her to come back. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll surprise us. I'll probably go this Sunday because I'm out of almond butter.
Okay. I'll see you there. When you're in cookbook mode and you're recipe testing, how much is an average grocery bill?
Oh my God, that's hard. I mean, on days where we were testing meat or fish, a lot more. So every recipe on the cookbook gets tested 4 or 5 times before it's approved, unless it's like a very simple recipe. But it's all expensive. Like their hanger steaks in the book. Hanger steaks like $40 a cut. So if I'm buying 3 or 4 of those to test with, it's, hundreds of dollars over the course of the week just on meat. Fish is even more. I had a great idea actually yesterday because I really wanted fish on my drive home. And I was like, I don't want to park my car and go into Whole Foods. But if there was a fish drive-through that I could just get whatever catch of the day was, I'd go every day.
Genius.
I know.
You should.
I don't have time
you
for
should
it, but
tell
it's a
that
great
to
idea.
one of the stands at the farmers market,
Just
or
like
even
have
if
a
it's like
pop-up.
or like if you could drive into the parking lot somewhere
my
and like
God.
just grab it from the
right.
truck.
I'll tell Marilyn. She's my salmon vendor. But grocery bills are expensive for recipe testing. Thrilled I get to write all that off during cookbook season, but it's not cheap because you're testing everything so many times. So a couple $100 every time I go. We spend a lot. We don't spend a lot of money on a lot of things. I'm not a big shopper. Like I'm never buying handbags or anything like that. We spend a lot of money on food and eating out and exploring the world through food.